Oh me, oh my, the king has returned. Hello people, it's me, Waifu Belector, and yesterday we got Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest showcase, and in it we saw our first look at Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay. And that gameplay, as you may have guessed, will be the subject of this video. So let's stop wasting time and just dive right in. Now in this 4-minute long trailer, we learn a good amount about the game and what we can expect. But of course, we also got some reveals. Those reveals being the return of Kenshi as a playable character, along with a slew of now confirmed cameo characters, as well as the reveal of how cameo characters work at all. So let's talk about that, since cameo characters are no doubt the most interesting part of all of this. Because in one respect, it is exactly as we thought it would be, but also a bit more than we probably thought it would be. Definitely more than I thought. Because yes, what we expected was that we would be able to call in a fighter from off-screen, Marvel vs. Capcom style, to do a quick attack and extend our combos. And that is definitely here and is the crux of what the cameo characters are. But what I wasn't expecting were cameo characters to have X-ray moves and fatalities. But they do, which is really cool to see, and I want to continue on this, but real quick, let me reel off the confirmed cameo characters for this trailer. We had Kano, Sonya, Jax, Goro, Striker, Kung Lao, and Sub-Zero. Yes, Kung Lao and Sub-Zero, although obviously we also see them as being playable in the trailer as well. Well, it's okay, Ed Boon made it clear that some characters are both cameos and playable. And the aim of a lot of the cameos is to harken back to the past. So you'll notice that cameo Sub-Zero as well as Liu Kang look very classically old school. And the fatality that we see cameo Sub-Zero perform at the end of the trailer is Sub-Zero's classic spine rip fatality. Whereas we can imagine the playable Sub-Zero likely has all new and cool fatalities. And since characters can be playable and cameos, I guess we won't be looking at a Smash Bros. Assist Trophy deconfirmation situation. Although they likely don't want too many characters to be both, otherwise it would kind of defeat the purpose of the two separate rosters almost. But Ed did confirm that Scorpion would also be both, so who knows. But yeah, all of that is looking very interesting, very cool. I can't wait to see who ends up as a cameo, who ends up as playable, and who ends up being both. It's all very exciting. Now, something that's more of a general gameplay thing is, from the looks of things, it would appear that we're getting MKX, MK9 style comboing back. You know, big, long, elaborate combos with no end in sight. Because MK11 toned down the combo length in favor of a more heavy hitting gameplay style with risk reward and additional defensive options, that kind of thing. And I can appreciate that as a breath of fresh air, and I think without that change, MK11 would have felt too much like MKX. But still, I absolutely love locking somebody into an outrageously long yet practical 70% combo. That's my bag. And it looks like we're headed back that way based on the gameplay that we're seeing. And with the addition of the cameo characters, the combo potential is at an all-time high. I can't wait. And speaking of all-time highs, what's with the fucking hang time in this game? We're really on some Marvel vs. Capcom shit. These motherfuckers are hanging out in the air. It looks fucking nuts. I love it. But yeah, we also got a little bit of story stuff. We got some insight into Kitana and Mileena. It doesn't appear that Mileena is a Tarkatan hybrid clone of Kitana anymore. They appear to be real sisters in a more traditional sense. And Mileena's face seems to be the result of some sort of disease rather than being Shang Tsung's doing and being fused with Tarkatan blood. But who knows, it could turn out that the disease in question was Shang Tsung's doing all along. I guess we'll find out. We also get a glimpse of a young Raiden that we'll be playing as in this game, as well as Kenshi confronting Johnny Cage to retrieve his sword, which I assume Johnny has as some sort of trophy or movie prop in his house. And also there was the reveal that Scorpion and Sub-Zero are brothers in this timeline. A story detail that I actually predicted in a previous video. Some of you may remember, in my MK1 reveal video, I brought forth the then outrageous notion that Scorpion and Sub-Zero could be brothers. And it turns out it wasn't so outrageous. But yeah, that's pretty much all the stuff we got narratively. This is a gameplay reveal after all, but we got a bit of story too, so cool. Now the last thing I want to talk about here is the possible roster, because while Ed Boon was on stage after the gameplay reveal, we got to see a little more of the game, including the character select screen and the second character select screen for the cameo fighters. And the main character screen has a total of 24 slots, so that could be our starting roster number. And the cameo screen has 16, so we could be looking at 24 characters at launch with 16 cameo fighters. And honestly, that all sounds about right, but we can't ignore the possibility that this is a placeholder screen. They could know that we're crazy people who would count the slots, and maybe they're trying to throw us off. Any of that can be true, but in all likelihood, we are looking at a 24 and 16 base and cameo roster. So yeah, that was just an interesting tidbit. But alright, that's really all I wanted to talk about, just to get my thoughts out there. I'm just excited for the game, like I'm sure so many of you are, so I felt like I should say something and make a video, even though the bulk of my reaction is just, wow, looks great. You know, no one does it quite like NetherRealm, man. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, please subscribe if you enjoyed this. I really do appreciate it. But even if you don't, thanks for watching. Until next time, I am Waifu Belector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai, and I also like combos. Goodbye.